Welcome to the third edition of the Sports Guys. Sports editor Jim Ramses and sports staff writer Mike Hautemaki here. And just getting ready for the holiday season. And we had some good things leading up to that, some exceptional games. MIB girls finally got some competition when they went down to Pequot Lakes last night. And Mike got to talk to the coach via the telephone today. So what did Mr. Buffetta have to say?
He said they knew it was going to be a tough game. Pequot Lakes is a 2A school, and they had won 5 of their first 6 games, I believe. And they have some really good athletes. He said it was the most athletic team that they had seen in a long time. It was a close game. They ended up winning by 1 point, 72-71, when Sarah Overby hit a jumper in the lane, pull-up jumper in the lane with 7 seconds left. That put them up by 2. They followed Pequot Lakes with only 0.4 of a second left, and they got lucky when the Patriots missed one of the 2 free throws. So they got, aside from Overby's big shot, they got some big performances from their post players, led by Allie Canuti, who had 18 points and 18 rebounds. So it was a nice win for them, coming off of 2 road trips this week to Grand Marais and Pequot. But things aren't really going to get any easier for them. They have Breckenridge next week.
Okay.
They're going to Fergus Falls for a couple of days, and they have Breckenridge on Thursday night, another 2A school. And if they beat them, they get a shot at Fergus, which is ranked number 1 in Class 3A. So
Wow.
That would be a really fun matchup to see.
Now, is Jeff looking forward to that?
Yeah, I mean, he's always up for playing good competition.
Okay.
And it sounds like now, as they get into December and late December and January, that they're going to start seeing some pretty good teams from here on out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely be happy about that instead of, 50-point victories. That's a bit much, so it's nice to see them closer, that's for sure.
Yep.
And the Virginia girls, they haven't got off to quite as good of a start as MIB, but they had a nice victory over Ely on Monday night. Actually, they were down 29-11 at the half, and then they just turned up the defense in the second half and just beat. They were a lot more aggressive, and they were just taking shots, making a lot of threes. Maria Stokes-Serkvenik got hot, and Briley Seitz also. And Stokes-Serkvenik, she was knocking a lot of balls away, and they came back to win 42-36. So it was quite a dominating second half.
It's not the first time they've done that though this year, is it?
No,
Buckle down and
yeah, it was their first game they had against Evelyn Gilbert. They did the same thing, came back, and it was just a complete turnaround from one half to the next. It's hard to explain how that can happen.
Yeah, hopefully they can put it together and come out and play well from the start.
Yeah.
See what they could do.
Yeah.
They're able to do that.
I'm sure the coach would like to see that. So. And now with the Virginia boys, they took on Esco. They had a tough matchup last night. They ended up losing with 72-46. They were led again by Cole Skadsum and Cade Stackpool. They've been leading the way all season long. And some other big news in the basketball, Anders Broman, he's going for the state scoring record. He'll be going up against Mesabi East next Thursday over in Hibbing, and that should be a pretty good contest.
Yeah, I watched Broman actually play Mesabi East last year. He went nuts, had something like 50 points. I don't remember exactly what it was. But he's 7 points shy of the boys' all-time record of 4,086.
It's hard to imagine.
Yeah, I think he had 35 in a game Thursday night against Denfeld, so we'll see if Mesabi East can hold him to 6 or less.
Yeah.
It'll be a tough task.
I think it'll be very tough.
But so they're going to be playing at the Hibbing Holiday Tournament next week. That's boys and girls basketball, which starts Thursday. But we've also got a ton of other holiday tournaments going on in the area. We got the Home of Hockey Holiday Tournament. That's boys hockey here or over in Evelyn. We got the Northwoods Classic boys basketball up in Cook. We got of course, the Hibbing Holiday Tournament. The Princeton Tournament, the Virginia boys are going to be at that. Virginia girls basketball is hosting a few teams here. It looks like Mora, Evelyn Gilbert, and I Falls are going to be in town. The Evelyn girls hockey team is again going to be going to the Schwann Cup tournament, which is down in Blaine, I believe.
Correct.
The Mesabi East girls basketball team is going to be at the Aiken tournament for a couple of days. And the Virginia boys hockey team is going to be hosting St. Francis, Matamidi, and White Bear Lake in the Iron Range Invitational. So lots of action going on starting next Thursday.
Yeah, be no shortage of games, that's for sure. And if you want to keep up on the latest scores, you can follow us on Twitter. Mike's at Houts81, and myself, I'm at JimRom2012. And you can also get all the results on VirginiaMN.com.
Switching now to statewide sports, the Timberwolves are coming off a 99-93 win over Oklahoma City on Thursday night. It was a home game. I guess the crowd was rocking. The team played well. Kevin Love, he's kind of been inconsistent ever since he came back from his broken hand. But last night he stepped it up and almost had a triple-double. I think he was just a few assists shy.
Right.
Triple-double. Alexei Shved had a big game. He had 12 points, 12 rebounds, 12 points, 12 assists, and I think something like 7 rebounds. So he was close to a triple-double.
Not bad.
J.J. Barea had 14 points in the fourth quarter, and Kirilenko, all those other guys. Pekovic, I think he had 24 points.
Okay.
So it was a nice team effort against probably the best team in the league. I think the Thunder had the most wins of anyone in the league going into the game. So
yeah,
it would be just nice to see this Timberwolves team get to play together.
I agree.
Rubio's back now, which gave the team a huge lift for one game, but he really hasn't done much the last two. I suppose he's still trying to get into game shape and get used to playing on his left knee again. But they're still dealing with injury problems.
Yeah, it was Josh Howard yesterday, got waived. The team discovered he had an MRI, and they discovered he had torn the ACL in his right knee, and he had previously torn the ACL in his left knee. So they waived him, and now they're looking for players again. And Mike was saying Malcolm Lee is injured.
One of their second-year guards, he had knee problems coming out of college, which was a concern, probably why he was a second-round pick. But he's got a knee problem out indefinitely, and they're saying it would be a shock if he's not done for the year. So Rick Adelman has to keep working his magic just to keep this team competitive. Yeah,
it's amazing. Just the bad luck Timberwolves year after year with injuries, and the lottery picks don't go their way. But sooner or later it'll turn around. Right, Mike?
I hope so.
Would be nice.
Yeah.
All right, we also got the big Viking game coming up on Sunday, taking on Houston. Should be a tough matchup for the Vikings. I know in our Pick'ems contest in the paper we only had one person pick the Vikings, but with Adrian Peterson running behind the line that's doing a great job, you never know. And I got the J.J. Watt jersey on, courtesy of my son Ben, and he's a big Watt fan. But and Watt, he's going for the sack record himself. He's got 19.5 right now. He needs 3 more to get the record, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens. And if the Vikings aren't passing that much, who knows if he'll have the opportunity. But I don't know how you see the game, Mike. If Adrian has a shot at the rushing record,
I think he's got a shot at 2,000 for sure. He's at 1,812 right now. So he split that up, that 188 yards into 2 games. I think that's reachable, but I don't know about Eric Dickerson's record, 2,105.
Yeah, that's what, 294 yards away?
Yeah, he's got to average almost 150 yards these next 2 games, which is tough because obviously the Texans and Packers know he's going for it.
Yeah.
But then again, so did St. Louis, and he still broke loose for 212. So,
yeah.
But I actually, if you get a chance, go out and buy Sports Illustrated. If you don't get it, they have a cover story on Peterson this week. There's a lot of great stuff in there. I was telling Jim, they talked about the afternoon of his surgery. He had surgery in the morning, and his doctor came in the afternoon just to talk to him about the surgery and about his recovery. And the doctor looks at him, and Peterson, I'm assuming, was sitting in a chair or something. And the doctor looks at him and he goes, you know, you probably won't be able to lift your leg from a seated position for at least a couple of weeks. That's just normal. And Peterson looks at me and he goes, oh, you mean like this? And he lifts his left leg. And the doctor goes, yep, like that.
He's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he's a freak of nature, and you tell him he can't do something, he's going to set his mind to it and do it. But the rushing record, I don't know. That'd be nice, but I'd be happy just seeing him get to 2,000.
That would be quite a mark. But, you know, I mean, considering what a freak he is, you know, he could more than surprise us and do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be fun to watch.
Yep. That'll about do it for this edition of the Sports Guys. Thanks for listening and watching. We are taking next week off just for the holidays, so we will probably have our next show in a couple of Fridays. So see you then.